I'm on the Committee of Defend the Right to Protest, which is an organisation that was set up in 2010 after the student demonstrations at the Millbank and Parliament Square, when the police totally overreacted, attacked people on horse. They were on horseback, they kettled people, they attacked people with batons. Alfie Meadows was hit so badly that he nearly died. He had to have life-saving surgery on that day, and then he was arrested later and charged with violent disorder. He eventually got found not guilty, but the whole point is it was a complete waste of public money, whichever side of the fence you're sitting on. Since then, we've got involved with other campaigns. We're involved with the No More Deaths in Custody, which has pointed out that since 1990, nearly 1,500 people have died in the hands of the police or at the hands of the police, and up until now, no copper has ever been held to account for that. And I'm talking about people like Jean-Charles Domenez, Harry Stanley, Mark Duggan, obviously. We're also involved with the Justice for Mark Duggan campaign. We have connections with the people from the Hillsborough Justice campaign and Orgreave miners. It's now beginning to come out just how corrupt and lying the police were in those days. People are now admitting that they changed their statements and they colluded on what they were going to write. We're also involved with a lot of lawyers on the legal aid cuts, or the opposition to legal aid cuts, which, if they went through, would mean that poor people wouldn't get proper legal representation. And the lawyers that would be offered to them would probably work for either G4S, Serco, or, almost unbelievably, Eddie Stobart put in a tender for it. But you could get the stupid situation where you're arrested by a G4S guard, taken to court and represented by a G4S lawyer, taken to prison in a G4S van, and find that the prison is privatised and run by G4S. So you're no longer a criminal, you're then a customer. The whole thing has exacerbated by austerity. The austerity measures have made things even worse, and the police have, instead of just being an independent body as they should be, have become an arm of the state and become more like a division of the army. Their behaviour in a lot of cases. They're using legislation that was devised to curb football hooligans, to criminalise legal demonstrators, and they're treating people who are legally demonstrating far worse than the people that they demonstrate against. Classic example was the anti-EDL rally at Tower Hamlets last year, when 300 people were kettled and arrested, and ended up with 5 actually being charged, and then the charges were dropped. But 2 of them didn't qualify for legal aid, so they're still having to pay a legal bill of a couple of £1,000 each. It's totally ridiculous. It's all part of the state's war on the poor, basically. The government, coalition government, seem to be wanting to make poor people and people who haven't got much pay for the sins of the bankers and the various people that caused the economic crash in 2010.